What up, world? Welcome to the channel. We got another video for y'all, a reaction video, as you see and as you know. Yes, indeed. Before we get this whole thing cracking, I'm gonna just let y'all know a little something that led up to this video. For the past months, I should just say, close to a year, been faithfully watching the Boondocks, and it came across my mind like, what the fuck, like, happened, man? Like, what happened? And did some research, you know, all that other good shit. Me and bro found out some shit, and it was interesting like a motherfucker, was it not?
Shit was crazy, man.
I think one of the most interesting things that I found out was about that BET episode.
Yeah, the BET shit,
the hunger strike episode, and then that right there.
The BET episodes was definitely some shit to find out. But yeah, the Boondocks, man. Y'all, if y'all know about the Boondocks is faithfully a dope ass show. It's been a dope ass show, but y'all know as for the show, it's very explicit and it can be very controversial, and let alone it can, you know, it can. What's the word? It can pitch some nerves to where it'll get people like feeling some type of way about the show. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? And it definitely did that. You know what I'm saying? Within the overtime of years of the show being aired out, it definitely had a lot of controversy, a lot of nerve pinching, a lot of like dope shit, a lot of reality checks too. So I mean, at the end of the day, shout out Aaron. I hope I'm saying his last name right, McGruder. Or McGregor. I hope I'm saying your last name right, but shouts out to you, man. You've been doing your shit. I heard after finding out doing research since about 19, and then you was putting your shit in the college papers, and then left and did the whole publishing thing, blah blah, to where it got to here, and then the whole situation and the whole business deals and working with certain people. You know, it sucked. And it sucks that, you know, that it went the angle that it did within your creativity and what you had brought to the table of, you know, what you love to do. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And the last thing I remember of doing research on this whole Boondocks and what's happening and what's going on and stuff like that, taking over ownership, blah 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 blah. And it was Aaron's quote, and he said that Huey, Riley, and Granddad are not just some characters, made up characters or something. He said that these are real life characters to me. And when it comes to people and their creativity, they use their real life and bring it into their creativity. And for him, he probably had relatives, or he probably was one of those relatives. Either way, it was something within his life, real life, that was going on to where he put these characters and portrayed them within his life and what he's about. And you know what I'm saying? And come to find out about who he is and what he studied, politics, black history, and all that stuff, blah blah blah, he could be the Huey character. Who knows? He can probably be that black character voice that speaks out through an 8-year-old animation character about how he feels about the world, the black people, politics, and stuff like that. Because as a human figure, black man, they're not going to really listen to me. They're not going to really hear me. But let me put it on strip. Let me put it in cartoon form, animation form, and present it television to where people can understand what I'm bringing and what I'm trying to present. And I understood that and felt that, to where I felt like this was his life. You know what I'm saying? Boondocks is his life, and I think it's continuing on still to this day, where he wrote strips. He's not really a part of the show. But from what the research and what been saying is that, you know, he'll get his credit or he won't get his credit through the recent, as far as, I want to say, season 4 and the 3 maybe back and forth. I don't know, dibble and dab, but Aaron went through a lot of shit within this show and what he tried to present within this world in the show. And a lot of backlash came back, good, bad, but you know, when you working in this Hollywood film or Hollywood field and you trying to present your work to these high corporate end people, Of course,
we're not speaking from experience.
I'm definitely not speaking from experience.
Like,
It's just this is all research and study. Like this is just simply what it is. Like if you want to disagree, we can disagree and go back and forth. But I'm pretty sure a lot of people can agree. When you check your shit into some of these high corporate ends, of course they gonna want
some creativity.
They gonna want in on your shit. How can I get a piece of your shit with my name on it? You know what I'm saying? Like you want putting in all the work. You the one that's coming up with all the ideas and creativity. Blah blah blah. To where Aaron had got another dude, Carl, to do the artistic work because he felt like he was more of the storyteller. I'm good at writing and telling the stories. I can do the drawing. He did it when he was in college, leading up to the animation shit, to the TV, and when he was doing the animation shit. But he felt like, nigga, I'm better off telling the story. Let me get somebody like Carl or somebody else to do the artistic shit. But at the end of the day, look what happened. Dude left and went to BET or whatever to do. Ready, but it's real life shit. He gonna get more deeper into it. We got a video here explaining within Aaron. Shouts out with Uncle Ruckus, the dude is here, and we got Snoop from GGN that's gonna explain and talk to Aaron. You know, hopefully about the Boondocks. If not more, we'll explain and go deeper into it. But we gonna want to hear words and questions of what Snoop had to ask Aaron. Let alone we smoking weed, he smoke weed, so we want to bring a whole vibe into this shit. You know what I'm saying? So that's just what it is. We ain't finna bring no like politic news video to this shit. Like nah, we want to bring a whole vibe and what we trying to bring and talk about, and let alone still get some real information about it. You feel me? So at the end of the day, this is artistic work that me and bro fell in love with, let alone became a reality for Aaron and his real life and what he's gone through, to where he wanted to put it out in this form. It went this way, it went that way. You know, he didn't like, he liked. And we here now with the Boondocks, where everybody is feeling like, is we gonna air this shit back out? R.I.P. John Witherspoon's not even here. We don't have Granddad no more. So it's just like, how are we really gonna air this shit out? How are we gonna continue on with a story? If anybody's seen the last episodes and the last few episodes of the Boondocks, Granddad was going broke. Everybody was broke. Nobody was getting money. They had to literally hustle, sell themselves, do crazy shit to try to get money to keep the roof over their head. And it was coming to a point where Granddad was damn near dying. There's a weed episode where he's smoking weed so he can keep the stress, so he can stay alive and be around for the kids, so they don't be in CPS, Child Protective Services, whatever, or be adopted. At the end of the day, it's a lot of bullshit that's going on, to where it showed with even in like sadly real life, like John Witherspoon not with us no more, R.I.P. to the man show. So it's just like now we don't really have Granddad no more. So it's like we're gonna continue on. We're gonna really continue on with Huey and Riley being where and with who. You got an 8 and a 10-year-old. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, everybody's in the big question of, is the Boondocks gonna be re-aired? Is it gonna come back on? Me personally, I just
as far as televised,
as far as televised and shit like that.
I know after the research, they said like he did like he went back to how he used to do it in college. You know, writing scripts and little cartoon drawings and shit. He went back to that in like 2019, 2020. So I think that's what he's doing. But as far as televised, that's kind of the question for us. Yeah. Because we actually enjoy watching the Boondocks televised type shit. Right. We do got the DVDs. We do got the DVDs.
All the DVD sets, let alone obviously within this new world, you can get it from streaming and all that other shit. So you know, but either way, we got Boondocks hard copy, streaming. It don't matter. I even got the shit tatted right here under the jacket. So I mean, big Boondocks fans at the end of the day. So yeah.
So we want to just see what Aaron had to say and share with Snoop on his GGN. So shout out to Snoop and his GGN. We watch this every now and then too. So
every blue moon,
you know, pop up on the GGN. So it's actually crazy and good. He brought Aaron and, you know, Uncle Ruckus character on this show. And just kind of funny, he played on the show. If y'all watch the Boondocks, Snoop is actually a character in season 2 of this character named Thugnificent and his rap group Lethal Interjection. So shout out to Snoop. Mactastic, there we go. So shout out to Snoop doing his shit in the Boondocks. So again, we here to see, you know, what Snoop got to ask Aaron and what Aaron got to say, and
hopefully with Ruckus. These questions, he asks like questions within the Boondocks, his experiences, you know, what's going on with it, and blah 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 blah. I know this video is probably like a couple years old, but
hopefully we can get our answers.
We ain't seen it. I'm pretty sure a lot of people out there ain't seen it, and I'm glad y'all tuning in, watching it with us. So much love. So. We hopefully, you know, Snoop asked some dope ass questions within this interview with Aaron about the show, how it got started, blah blah blah, all the good stuff that we really want to know.
So hopefully our questions get answered. So we're gonna get to this video. This is the GGN Snoop Dogg with Aaron McGruder, yeah, and the Uncle Ruckus character, and the Uncle Ruckus character. So if we had said Aaron's last name wrong, we do apologize, but just know the love and respect is there. And we're going to do our best to try to make sure we always get people's names right. It's disrespectful to not get somebody's name right. So we're going to get to this video. Let's do this.
So I say, you brought Aaron with you, huh?
Yeah, that's Aaron McGruder.
Aaron McGruder, where you know Aaron from?
He created the Boondocks.
Oh, he did?
Yeah, that nigga, he could draw with a
He can. He can draw. And that's the creator. That little nigga sitting down there right there. Yeah. That created it?
The little nigga just squirrel. He'll try to go get educated real quick. Big nigga, you can see him when he crack a buck open. He close your eyes sometimes on a dog night. You almost think he know.
So, Aaron, what you working on right now?
Well, we're doing a movie with Uncle Ruckus. We're raising money on Kickstarter right now.
Pause it. Uncle Ruckus movie. Obviously, there's no Uncle Ruckus movie, but from doing research and looking at some videos and stuff like that, and hearing interviews and stuff like that, he raised.
Let him say it.
Oh, he's gonna say it?
Yeah, let him finish talking.
Okay. Well, hopefully he does say it. My bad, people. I don't want to take away the interview, I guess.
Well, we're doing a movie with Uncle Ruckus.
So Snoop asked him, "What are you working on right now?"
Well, we're doing a movie with Uncle Ruckus.
I don't really like this fucking echo.
We're raising money on Kickstarter right now.
It's probably on his end though.
Kickstarter ends.
There we go.
Last day of February.
My bad. That shit really bothered me.
The movie with Uncle Ruckus.
We're
raising money on Kickstarter right now.
Yeah. My bad, y'all. It must be the weed of being high, tripping and shit.
Nah, I'm not. It's his end.
All right, come on,
not his end, but the GGN sound, whatever thing
we're doing a movie with Uncle Ruckus. We're raising money on Kickstarter right now. The Kickstarter ends on last day of February, and then we'll go shoot this movie starring Uncle Ruckus.
What would they have to do in order to support the situation to help you get to that target number?
They gotta go to UncleRuckusMovie.com, and what they do is they find a pledge level. We give them a lot of stuff for their money. You know, from $1 to download tracks from Uncle Ruckus, all the way up to 10,000. You can be in the movie, get credit, and everything in between. So,
Aaron, tell me, you know, for the viewers at home watching, how did you create the Boondocks, and how did you get it to the point to where you actually made it come to life?
I was probably like 19 years old. Just had an idea, needed a job. Was in politics, was into art, and was able to get it into the newspapers. And then after a few years, started developing for television. It launched in newspapers in '99. I think it got on the air in 2005. And just been doing it ever since on TV. And now with Uncle Ruckus, we're doing a movie.
That's so dope. Like, my man had the Boondocks in newspapers. Like, the Garfield type shit you see in the newspaper, that was his shit type. That shit's dope. From 1999 and then 2005, we get this bitch televised. Shout out.
It was mostly an older white audience in newspapers, and then we moved to television. It was mostly a younger black audience, and it's.
So the white audience is what got you established?
That's who reads newspapers. That's who reads newspapers.
So the white audience is what got you established?
That's who reads newspapers.
I think it's big for us.
I think it's big for us.
All great things come from the great white light.
I'm
fucking weak, bro.
White people invented the Boondocks.
Can't.
Who's the great white open
Well,
basketball?
basketball ain't good no more since somebody like Buddy did.
So what you saying that white men are better athletes than black
Well,
men?
of course they are. They invented the game of basketball, baseball, and football, and the hardest game of all, golf.
So you saying that the white man invented all of these sports?
Now they did start letting niggas play them. That's why niggas have numbers on their back, so they do. Oh, that's my number, nigga number 22.
I'm fucking weak.
That's my nigga 20. That's my number, nigga 22.
That's why niggas have numbers on their back, so they do. Oh, that's my number, nigga number 22. I gotta keep track of him. Nigga number 8 over there, so they niggas wouldn't get lost.
I'm fucking done.
I'm weak, bro.
But it's all math, man. It's all math.
Who is the greatest athlete of all time? Is it
Wow, that's tough.
is it Muhammad Ali? Is it
I can answer that now. Keep going. Bruce Jenner was an amazing athlete. That's his name.
Bruce Jenner, I'm fucking
You know
done.
what, man? You can
Why
tell
nigga said Bruce Jenner?
Bruce Jenner was an amazing athlete of his time. You know what, man? You can take Bruce Jenner out of that show.
This nigga is a fool.
Bruce,
time? Is it
wow, that's tough.
is it Muhammad Ali? Is it
He said no.
I can answer that now. Keep going. Bruce Jenner was an amazing athlete of his time.
He can
You
kill
know
me.
what, man? You can take Bruce Jenner off that show right now, that TV show. And put him up against any colored athlete, and he would beat him in that.
I'm fucking weak.
Wayne Gretzky, of course, he got the skills of Wayne Gretzky. Joe Montana, and once again, discount double check. Aaron Rodgers, Arnold Palmer.
Discount double check.
Any man who can
Aaron Rodgers, I'm fucking weak.
tea and lemonade, all in one. You can't get better than that.
what about Tiger Woods?
Tiger Woods ain't got no drink named after him. When Tiger Woods gets a drink named after him, then maybe he can come back and get it. That China nigga ain't got it.
I'm fucking
Orenthal James
China
Simpson.
nigga. He called that dude a China nigga.
He's committed to waste crime. Oh no. That China nigga ain't got it.
Orenthal James Simpson.
Oh, come on, man.
He killed a white woman. He's committed to waste crime. That's 50
He killed a
times
white
worse
woman.
than slavery.
He committed the worst crime of them all.
The death of a white woman is 50 times. Or worse than slavery, if there was.
Say one sport that white folks is dominant in is swimming.
Yes, that is correct.
They can swim.
Plus, once again, I said the niggas have heavy bones. White folks have really light bones.
Mm-hmm.
You cannot drown a white man, even if you try to. White men will naturally float to the top.
I'm done with this
Basketball ain't
dude.
good no more since somebody like Buddy is gone.
He said,
Now, when them
Bird.
people's gone, basketball just ain't, it ain't enjoyable no more. I ain't watched basketball since Pistol Pete Maravich.
Oh wow.
Now, that was a long time ago, and that's when basketball was good.
Pistol
when
Pete.
they wore sensible size shorts like mid-thigh. They wore them high socks that came up to the knees, and they very gently bounced the ball down the floor. Well, there wasn't no slamming the ball in the net. A white man would go out, he'd go out about 10 yards, he would survey up the situation, he would use mathematics, he would use geometry, and figure out the arc of the ball.
He used mathematics and geometry. I am done.
A goddamn ape swinging at a banana.
He said,
Fuck you for asking that. We'll let y'all have a few years to see how much y'all can fuck things.
The white man did give us Black History Month.
Yes, he did.
And that was mighty generous of you. That was mighty white of you to give us Black History Month.
Snoop is funny.
He a
as hell,
fool for that
bro.
shit.
That
That was very generous of y'all. Give us Black History
Every
Month.
day of that week. You agree with me on this, don't you? Every day of them 28 days, the black man should have his black ashy ass knees down on the ground, praying and thanking the white man for giving me them 28 days. What y'all do with it instead? What they do with it instead? It's Black History Month. Let's barbecue it up. Y'all need to be out there thanking the white man for giving you that. He didn't have to give you that. Yeah, I think he ought to have a month where he just take everything away from that game, the black man. Don't you?
Oh man.
Take it.
Oh man. Oh.
It don't matter. Whatever month he chooses, he's gonna keep you confused. It might be January. It might be March. Hell, it might be February when you think it's Black History Month. That's Take Back Month.
That's Take Back Month.
Your
Man,
right to vote?
this dude is crazy.
Use it right now. You've proven the last 8 years you ain't using it right.
I'm fucking done.
Oh my
God.
That's a big
I hope y'all understand what he mean when I say y'all proved it in the last 8 years. Y'all ain't used it right.
What are you famous for? The
That
afro?
shit funny.
I mean, I can't imagine what else he's famous for. That's the it gotta be an afro. That's what you're talking about, right? The big white afro. Yeah.
Who?
Right. That'd be an afro. I mean, I can't imagine what else he's famous for. That's not for the afro. Now, in the last 8 years, you ain't using it right.
What about Frederick Douglass?
Now, who is
Frederick
that?
Douglass.
That's that big afro nigga.
That's the big afro.
What he
nigga?
famous for? The afro? I mean, I can't imagine what else he's famous for. That's the it gotta be an afro. That's what you're talking about, right? The big white afro.
The big white
Yeah.
afro.
Well, he invented the afro, I guess. Frederick Douglass invented the afro. Yay, nigga. Y'all can have that one. Take that one. Put that one under your pillow at night and sleep and wake up with your greasy ass hair on the pillow.
They say Harriet Tubman was one of the greatest black women of all time.
That's not. Who that? That's Underground Railroad. She was that great. Why the fuck wasn't that railroad up on top of the ground? White man built the pyramids. They built motors. The cone.
What you think about Alex Haley?
Alex Haley. Oh, that's a fella who lied about that roof. But I did enjoy that movie. I enjoyed the part where his foot got cut off. That was funny. That was one of the funniest parts of in the movie. Compared, only other movies, funny parts that matched that was watching Precious get blown by a cigarette. That was funny. And the part
Oh my gosh!
and the part where Jamie Foxx's character almost got his nuts cut off in the Django. That was funny.
He bringing slave ship back, right?
He is. He got an underground railroad he built to a studio down there in Atlanta, Georgia. Just running niggas in there. Running them in, make a shitty TV show, and then run them right back out of it.
Who said this?
Do
You know who you talking about? Hold on.
Railroad, Tyler Perry owns slave. That's what that out.
Me too. Ship back, right?
He is. He got an underground railroad he built to his
He a retarded butcher. I can't stand this dude.
Running them in, make a shitty TV show, and then run them right back out of it.
I can't.
Tyler Perry. That's one brilliant.
That's one brilliant thing.
Barack Obama.
Oh, your president.
Your
The
president.
niggas did elect themselves a president. I guess we may as well let y'all have a few years just to see how much y'all can fuck things. Let's give them a half black man in the office. So I enjoy the white side of him.
You do?
But the nigga side of him is dumb as a bucket of donkey.
I'm fucking done.
So which side of him is white? He gets that from his mother or his father?
Well, the way that he can speak, I like that. That's from his white mother. And then all the stupid ass laws he's making, that's from his nigga dad.
This is the greatest talk
Will you,
show
will you
I've
trade
ever
it?
seen.
Will you
You
trade
feel
it?
me? You know what I'm saying?
This is the greatest talk show.
Would you?
Somebody brought a book up here today called How to Be a Black Man or something.
How to be a black man? Do they really need training in that? I mean, how much training do it take to be a black man? What the fuck you going? What was in there? Racist to Roscoe. What was in there? I don't.
I'm fucking done.
What was in that book? Don't use a napkin. What was in the book?
Hey, he on it.
Here you go. $15. I see you got a bunch of shoes sitting up here, but in the middle, you got the black man sports shoe, which is the slipper. Cause you know you ain't gonna ever walk faster than. So what the hell is all this other shoe technology up here for? What you gonna use that shoe technology for?
Well, me and the white man from Adidas
I'm
got us a
fucking
nice
done,
little
bro.
paperwork deal going on.
Hey, was Snoop, bro. This nigga's a fool.
What you gonna use that shoe technology for?
Well, me and the white man from Adidas got us a nice little paperwork deal going on.
Oh, these are pleasant shoes.
It's always a pleasure to treat.
Same here. And if any niggas watching, my nigga.
The craziest show ever.
What up, though? This big Snoop,
Oh,
though.
shit.
Damn.
If y'all watch the Boondocks and y'all know about Uncle Ruckus, then y'all know why this interview went the way it went.
The interview did go to
You gotta watch.
Dude.
You gotta watch the show, understand the character, and why this interview went the way it went, and why they were speaking the way they were speaking.
Man.
But far as the show and everything, didn't really get too much information other than his background about how he came about the show, where the show ended up, becoming and shit like that. Sometimes when you watch interviews and shit like that, you don't always want to talk about the controversy shit because that's personal shit that people be going through.
Mm-hmm.
And
That's probably kind of why he had Uncle Ruckus probably on this show, kind of taking over because, he probably has been asked a lot of questions about that. Even though he know it's Snoop, like Snoop cool as shit.
don't forget too, he trying to promote this movie too. But
Yeah.
at the time, he
At
was
the
trying to
time.
promote the Uncle Ruckus movie, so
Right.
he got the Uncle Ruckus character.
And let
around
alone
and
at the
shit.
time he was going through the shit he was going through within the Boondocks, the creativity, the production, the people
So-
and all that stuff. So
Like I said, didn't really get too much information about what happened, and what's gonna happen now, type shit. But like I said, throughout the research, we kind of found the ideal what happened and what's going on. Like bro said, what happened was just some bullshit with the people being involved in the shit. And then what's happening is he's back to, I think based off what we was researching, he's back to doing how he used to do it in college. He's doing the comic strips and shit like that. So that's where we at. I believe with the Boondocks, it's comic strips and shit like that. Really do miss the Boondocks. I wish they had more seasons, let alone they still continue to make it to this day. But we gonna enjoy the 4 seasons that we got.
oh yeah, definitely we gonna run it out.
We're gonna enjoy them, and we've been enjoying them. So,
And just to give you a little small intel for those that already know, but for those that don't know, like I was saying, this Boondock shit is based off characters wise, he really felt like these are these are really like my real life characters. Like these are real people to me, and within the show, shit. Oh, like I was saying, it's based off his life, based on some shit he was going through, and there's a couple episodes within the seasons, particular 1, 2, 3, 4. There are certain episodes where there are shots being thrown, like literally shots being thrown, and obviously y'all can probably pick those out.
If you've seen them,
you'll probably be able to pick them out real easy. But just to the one in particular I'm gonna go into is the BET one. And the only reason why I'm gonna go into that is because when I did the research and the study on who he was working with and what happened through that situation, and did the other guy's research, come to find out the guy that is the whole Wedgie and Harvard situation, it's a real ass dude, and that was a real person that he was working with, and he left him to go work with BET, and all this bullshit controversy just started going into the plate, and it was just bad. And he really just threw shots at BET and threw shots at him, and it was really kind of funny to me, to where I felt like, man, I'm gonna fall in love with this show just that much more. Cause I'm just like, nigga, it's not just that he made up a lot of these characters, but a lot of these characters, like he say, and like I feel now, is that, nigga, these are real people, nigga, that I'm using and portraying. So I just feel like, again, at the end of the day, he's one of these black activist people. He's into politics and stuff like that, but I feel like being a black man in America, being able to voice your opinion, it's not going to really get there. You know what I'm saying? But if you can voice your opinion on a platform like a LeBron James, you'll be able to voice your opinion. If you can get on a platform and be a fucking great animated write, storyteller, and be behind the face of an 8-year-old character and explain politics and explain this and explain that and be able to break it down, history and stuff like that, to where you know your shit, obviously you got the people's attention. And it worked. But at the end of the day, I love Boondocks. We love the Boondocks. Wish the shit was more, but it did. It is what it is. But hey, shout out Aaron McGruder. McGruder?
That's right.
Oh, okay. Aaron McGruder. Shouts out to you, man. Continue to do your shit, man. And much love and appreciation. And thank you for giving us the Boondocks, man. We're going to cherish this shit till it's over with. Much love, though. But Twiinz, we up out of here. Y'all stay tuned to the next.